Hi, Ernie. Whew, what a day. Um, Sorry, trying to get settled in here. I'm doing a little bit better. I didn't get to go to therapy this morning. I have to go this afternoon. They messed up my schedule thing and messed up my whole day. I was supposed to have my grandkids today. I wasn't even able to keep them today because of it. So, but I am feeling better. Using the back brace helps a whole bunch. I want to talk a little bit about prepping today. I hope some people get on here soon. How are you doing? And is it still really cold where you're at? I'm wearing a jacket. Ever since I've lost weight, I'm actually getting a little bit cooler. It is 68 degrees here. I'm having a video conference, eating lunch, and talking to you. It's supposed to be 68 today. Oh, nice. You got a lot of irons in the fire, huh? I appreciate you stopping by, though. I'm trying to get all the hours and the people I can. Looks like some more people are coming on in. I'm going to be indoors all day. Aw, I'm sorry to hear that. 68's a really nice day. Hey, Holland, how's it going, honey? Give Miss Lily a big old kiss for me. Is it really cool? It's nice here, and sunny, but it's cold. It's cool feeling. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but I am wearing a jacket, so it's supposed to get up to 72 here, but we'll see. I think it's perfect. I wish I could spend the whole day out working in the yard, but it's not going to happen. Staying away from Lily. She has honey-do list looking for me now. That's a good one. My hair's got static in it. It keeps shocking the fire out of me. You're hid good, huh? I should tell on you, huh? Nah, I wouldn't do that. She knows where I hide, though. Aw. David's at home sick today. He was feeling a little funny on Saturday, maybe even Friday evening. I think it started Friday evening. And then Saturday he felt a little weirder, and then bam, Sunday when he came to church, he was like talking funny and is all congested and everything. He thinks he's got bronchitis. So, and I have not been able to make my fire cider I wanted to make. I wanted to get that made up, but I didn't. Hi, Tinker's wife. How are you doing today? You about to work him to death? No, actually, well, I have been working him a lot. I have been working him a lot, but he had some down days because his mower broke, and he had to wait for the part to come in. Hi, Papa Truck. Oh, you're at 70? I'm only at I think it was 68. Yep, 68 degrees here. So I'm colder than you are. Wow. So now that I got a few of you in here, today's conversation, I want to talk a little bit about prepping. No, I'm not a prepper, but I am a preparer for whatever life throws at me. Hey, Teresa. I was watching a few things and I wondered if really people even thought about the little things that we do daily. I mean, granted, we have freezers and we have refrigerators and all that kind of stuff. And we could keep those running pretty much on power. But a lot of us have other things that we use all the time. And I was wondering what you guys thought about this. Are you guys addicted to YouTube or internet or social media like I have become? Can you go days without messing with your computer or other devices that keep you tied to other people in the world? And have you thought about if the internet or that kind of stuff went down, how would you communicate? Do you have ham radio? That's the best way to communicate with other people. And could you survive without other people? Those are some questions that's just mulling around in my head. Let's see here. It would be hard, but we have done it before just fine. Cool. Ernie takes sabbaticals a lot. We have a large radio set up within our family network. That's cool. I don't, there's other, I mean, everybody's always worried about the food situation. And the food situation, in my case, I could live off of what I have here for probably, if it was just myself, for probably at least year and a half, 2 years, because of the amount of food that I eat. but it goes much faster because I've always got the grandkids here and David here and so on and so forth. But people's how I say this. People always talk about what they're preparing for and how it's going to affect them, but they don't think about those things. They think about protecting what they have and stuff like that. But I just wondered, I was just considering that this morning. I take breaks from social media and regular needed and really need to. I've been considering getting a ham radio. I would need some help for sure, but pretty resourceful. And I believe that the ham radios have gotten even more, how do I say, sophisticated enough that you don't need the big towers like they used to have. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I have been thinking about getting David to set one up for me. I just think it's a really good thing with me living in Florida and all the hurricanes and stuff that we have here, that it would be a really, really good thing to have. Let's see. True. It's always good to have world connections. And even if you don't talk to people, you can still listen in and hear what they're saying. Absolutely okay with no electronics. I do keep books and easy references, i.e. medical. Mechanical. Yes, cool. I have some, I'm not going to say that I have a great deal of medical experience, but I used to be a CNA, so I have some minute experience with medical, and being that I've taken care of a lot of people that were with different difficulties, I pretty much know what to do. But there are still always something to learn no matter what you have. So it's great to have the books and stuff to learn with. And by the way, talking about books, check out Teresa's video about sending out books. I can't think of the name of it, Teresa. You'll have to put it up here. She just put a video out that she's going to be sending out 3 books, and it's going to go down the line to different people, and you can swap out books to help you learn more, and it's really a good idea. That way you can get what you need. So you ought to check out that video. Oh, Homestead Book Exchange is what it's called. I'm learning more on basic medicinal plants, I'm sorry. I've grown for years, have trained as a neighborhood emergency team member a few years ago. Nice. Wow, you already got 4 signed up. That's really cool. We all have bug out bags ready. Even the little ones have a bag. I'm glad to hear that. I'm not going to say I have a bug out bag, but I have a bag set in case I do have to leave. it doesn't have everything that I think that it should have. But the other thing I wanted to discuss with you guys um, is your family. Does your family understand that thought, or did they call you a conspiracist? Um, I don't understand how my family could live in Florida and have the thought of a hurricane devastation like they've had in several of the islands and so on so forth. We all know where they are at, where they have literally leveled um, house behind house and motels and everything in its wake. It has devastated and tore down. Could you live? Could you survive like that? Teresa has a bag in her car. More is a bug home bag. Some of my family think I'm nuts, and the rest are preppers. Cool. Well, I'm talking, and I'm talking about even like our kids. My Ashley, she would say things to me like, "Mom, you're a conspiracist. You're a conspiracy. You always think there's a conspiracy about everything." Well, actually, um, I don't go to extremes like what I consider conspiracist, but I do believe that there are things and ways to protect yourself against different circumstances. I turned out what other I tuned out what other people think of my lifestyle long ago. That's cool. My adult kids mostly laugh at us in a kind way, but laughing like we are silly. Well, this is what I started to do. My family, all my family is really into fishing and stuff like that. So instead of giving, no good for nothing presents that they're going to tear up and stuff like that, I try to give them something that will be able to save their life if they need it. Like for instance, um, even though my son does a lot of fishing and stuff like that, there's times when my grandson is over on the other coast with his great grandpa and spending time over there, and he goes fishing a lot over there. So I buy extra um, stuff for him to fish with, and knives and stuff like that, so that he has survival stuff in his tackle box that he can go with, even if they were to say break down um, in the middle of nowhere in like a storm or something like that. If he has that tackle box, he's got a way to find food, even if it's not even if it's not say actually going out to fish. He can use those hooks and stuff to catch birds or different animals. There's just so much that you can do with that kind of stuff. Let's see here. Yes, I have done that too. Brought all 5 girls the green pharmacy handbag for Christmas. Cool. um, and I'll tell you another thing. This year, because we had the meat birds and everything, My family's not, they will not even try quail. They won't even try my rabbits. They're just not, they just kind of get grossed out about it. And I'm talking about sisters, my siblings, and, um, I can't say my kids because I think all my kids will eat anything I put in front of them. Um, but I think my daughter in law is a little bit hesitant to eat quail or rabbit. But every one of my kids have eaten rabbit, and every one of my kids have eaten quail. So, but other people are like, ugh. But so we raise meat birds. Um, yeah, they are fantastic. Pickled quail eggs are fantastic, and I make them for David all the time. Um, what's I saying? So we had the meat birds. So for Christmas, I gave my mom and my sisters and them guys meat birds for Christmas, and I gave my kids meat birds for Christmas, and that was their Christmas present because we didn't have any money. So David and I were like so impressed with the taste and everything and how nicely they grew out that's what I'm going to do from now on. Um, the more they taste and eat the things that we're doing, the more apt they're going to follow through and try to get into taking care of their own stuff and growing their own food and stuff. My daughter in law has got on the bandwagon. She's actually gardening now and she's got chickens. Now, she's a little bit grossed out about cleaning animals and stuff like that. But she prepares the meat that my son brings home when he brings home a deer. She won't clean a fish, but I think she could and would if she had to. Um, and, you know, I mean, she's a little bit of a picky eater, but I think it's oh, nice. I'm glad you do that. It's so much better. It's so much more meaningful to give somebody what they need or you know uh, something that'll feed them or something. Hand done gifts are so much better. But so I'm slowly getting them on board. And I just I don't want to. It's like it's like telling somebody about Christ. I'm not going to cram him down your throat, but I'm going to let you know every once in a while that he's my savior and I'm going to talk about him and I'm going to give him credit where credit's due. That would change if she got hungry enough. Yes, it would. I grew up fishing and cleaning what I caught. Yeah, it's so funny. David tells everybody, yeah, Kathy's full on. If I'm on the bad end of a gator, she's on the other end helping me out. Because even whenever the kids were little, him and Brian would go fishing and stuff, and they come in about 3 o'clock in the morning with these fish. Well, I prefer my cleaning job over David's cleaning job any day. So they used to wake me up so I could clean the fish. They tried cleaning it on their own, but I'm not easy to get along with if I don't like what you've done. And I have to go through it again and fix it. And I lose a lot of meat because of it. So he very quickly allowed me to do that. But yeah, it's funny. I'm very picky. um So, yeah, that red hair, right? That red hair is falling out so bad, Teresa. Look how thin it is. I'm like, oh my God, I can touch my scalp. But it's growing back. I'm getting little hairs here, all throughout here. See the little hairs coming in. So it'll come back just as fast, like the doctor said. But anyways, getting back on the prepping stuff. So that's what I am doing to try to get my family to think more towards protecting them in the future. And I have been looking for books when I go to the thrift stores and stuff like that on gardening and prepping and all kinds of stuff. So the only thing is really weird. I was totally floored. I went into a thrift store the other day and I said to her, because I love canning books and I want all the canning books I can get because you never know. There might be a recipe in it I want. But this lady, I said to her, I said, do you have any canning books? I'm into canning and I would really love some extra books if I can get a hold of them. Because you never know. I mean, my daughter-in-law borrows them and you never know. I might just have to teach a class one day on them, so they'll come in handy. I buy a lot of books from Tractor Supply clearance section. Oh, I have to check that out. What did I say? I am very good at plant identification and propagation, so I got that skill to help me and others. Yeah, and that's I have some memory issues, and I think it has a lot to do with the lack of oxygen when I was in a coma and had my heart attack. So I really worry to not be able to identify all that I need to. So that's why I want to get all the books and stuff too. I love old canning books. I love the old recipes. Hi, Brandy. Nice to have you coming in. Me too. And I get really upset, and that's why I like Canning Rebels, because it's on Facebook, because they don't have any of those. Well, they still have people that go on there and say things, but they don't have a whole lot of, you have to do what the FDA says, you know? I get really frustrated with, I have seriously cut back on social media. Wow. I didn't know that, Higgs. I'll look that up. My favorite books are my foraging books. Where was I talking about now? There goes that memory again. But I've even got medicine that I've stockpiled that I may never take. But in case I need it, it's there, because they loaded me up on so much medication. If I had taken all that medication that they had me taking, I'd probably be dead today. So, got to run. Lily found me. Hugs, Kathy. give Lily a big old kiss since she found you. Love you guys. Grandma been canning tomatoes for years without canner. Yep. Well, years ago, before I even knew anything about canning or anything, we would make jelly and stuff like that, and we would put it in the jars and clean off the tops and everything, and we would just pour paraffin on the top. I don't know if that is FDA approved or whatever, but that's what we used to do. And when we wanted to eat some, we just tilt that wax over, pop that wax out, and tilt it over and get what we wanted and put the wax back on top of it to keep it sealed. Never killed any of us. I do realize that there are things that you cannot see in your food and stuff like that, but it's really important, I believe, to can all that you can. I use the wax sometimes. Yeah. And in fact, I think the wax even makes it taste a little bit more fresher because you're taking out that air between the top. Sorry, guys, I got the hiccups from lunch. That's a weird thing, too. I have not had hiccups very much at all in my life. In the last couple of weeks, that's all I've done is hiccup, hiccup, hiccup. So, and do you prep things like toilet paper and I just don't find, well, number one, I can't afford to prep those kind of things. But if I have a hurricane, toilet paper and paper towels and stuff like that, they're going to get wet. If I lose my roof, everything's going to get wet. My concern is keeping the canning goods and stuff like that I can keep and will make something last for me. Trying to think of other things that I do to prepare. I have started to collect seeds from all my plants so that if it comes down to it, we're not going to have Baker's Creek or, I mean, if the stuff goes down, we're not going to have people like Baker's Creek and Ginger, you better not go outside. Any of those companies, big companies, Haas Tools or In My Gardener, or any of them, none of them guys are going to be able to send us seeds. The mail will probably stop. Everything could stop. So what do you do then? You have to go with what you've got. Yes, if I had to, I'd eat my birds. I would not think twice about eating one of these little birds if I was hungry. They are my pets and I love them, but there's meat on there. And you got to do what you got to do, right? I wouldn't be able to feed them, so why not take care of what I need? Yeah, I do buy a lot of stuff. I have a big container of seeds, and I've got gallon-sized bag of seeds too. And I've just made up my mind. I'm going to get every seed I can. Now I don't know how long the seeds will last. I don't have time. I mean, I have time, but I don't have space in my freezers for my seeds, and I don't think that personally, I don't think that's a best scenario to freeze seeds. Not all seeds can be frozen, and I don't know the difference between them. So I think if they're in an airtight container, but I'm going to start keeping seeds in mason jars and vacuum seal them because I've got those beautiful vacuum sealers, and that's how I'm going to keep my seeds so that they don't get moisture and get messed up. And keep them in a dark place so that I don't have to worry about them. But I can remember my grandmother. We would go to. We had a place here. I don't know. Some places still have these, but here where I live, they no longer have these. We used to have a feed store who had these giant round bins, and in these bins were trays that held seeds, and the tray, they were in a circle, and they were like pie sections off, and you could buy the seeds for by the pound or by the ounce or anything like that. I would love to find a place like that and buy a whole lot of seeds. Keep seeds stored in cool, dry place. Vacuum seal with a scant hat inside. Also, most seeds can be most seeds can be frozen. We would be surprised at that, at what we would eat if we got hungry enough. Keep seeds out of the light too. Yes. Hi, Red Shed. How's it going? So is there any more suggestions on things to discuss that not normally people would think about to prep? I know this is crazy, and people think I'm crazy. I have stacks of canning jars that I'm not using that are in the shed. But I have decided that I'm no longer going to throw away my used lids because I can use them to vacuum seal seeds and such like that, where I wouldn't want it on my food. I'm going to mark them so that I can use them to vacuum seal other things. Cool, Teresa. Now, Teresa, did you get one of those hand pumps like Heidi's got, or do you have a food saver like I got to vacuum seal? Yeah, I think it's really important to have different things. Not only are those canning jars good for canning stuff, of course, or vacuum sealing, but they're also good for keeping things clean and sanitary too. Like, how how many people prep cotton balls or Q-tips and stuff like that. Those are really fantastic for vacuum sealing and taking care of those things too, to keep them sanitary. Because it's real important to have things that you can clean wounds with that you know aren't going to spread germs. Let's see here. I have tons of jars and lids. Save my lids too for other things. Yep. Dry canning things like dried beans and peas, etc. Yes, I do keep that kind of stuff. And yes, I have brake bleeder. Cool. That's a great idea. A very good idea. Have storage solutions for drying foods to omit insects, etc. Yes. The neat thing, that's one of the most important things, I think. You won't have like weebles being able to get into something that you have pressure canned. And I'm not talking about using not pressure canned, pressure sealed a can, because I'm sorry, but I'm not going to waste my time and money on canning dried beans. But I can use the food saver to take out the air out of the can for dried goods. But I think it's so important that even like Band-Aids and things that we use daily that we don't even think about. Number one, if it's under the, if you've sealed it and taken the air out, it has a lot less chance of going bad. Like, sometimes if you've got, I've run into Band-Aids that are like years old and they don't stick as well or whatever. I think it's important that you keep the sticky stuff and stuff like that to where it won't go bad. And I think that will help. The more light and air that's on them, the more they go bad. Okay, I'll have to check that out. I have food saver bags. I don't do a lot of how do I say this? I don't do a lot of dried goods in my food saver bags. I usually use those mostly for freezing stuff like that. But also candles. Just because you have candles that are in a box or something like that, they start to get tacky and sticky and nasty. It's nasty. If you could put those in the food saver bags, I bet you that would be really much better for them and would keep them a lot longer. It is very important to have stuff like candles and stuff like that, because let's face it, everybody says have flashlights, have flashlights, have flashlights. Well, flashlights take batteries. Candles Not. They take a lighter or a match or something to get them started, but then you have light and you don't have to worry about, losing the battery. Let's see here. We do have the All American Sun Oven. Oh, Papa Truck, I want one of those. I haven't ever seen. Okay. They might be running a discount. They were talking about shutting down. Oh no. Um, Teresa, I used to help out a guy over on the beach that's 96 years old or something like that. He might be 97 now. In fact, I might go see him in the next couple days. But anyways, he made his own sun oven. All you need is something that will reflect the sun. You can even make a sun oven with aluminum foil. Let's see here. Learn how to make tallow candles. I don't know what that is. Do you have any videos or anything like that on that tallow candles? Buffering or just me? You can get solar flashlights and lamps too, as well as a solar power radio. Currently 74 in the shade. Wow. It is still 68 degrees here. I bet I could Google a homemade one. That's what I would do, Teresa. Save your money. I mean, they're great. They're great to buy and already have made, but let's see. I've seen those sun ovens. I know we can build our own too. Tallow is fat from animals. I'm sure there are videos on YouTube blogs. Yes. I even saw this might sound yucky to most people, but I do watch some TV, and one of the shows that I like to watch is the Alaskan Frontier, and trying to think of his the old man on their Otts. I think it was Otts. He was out hunting and gathering different things, and he gathered moose. I don't know what you call them, moose turds. Moose scat. I guess it's called scat. Anyways, and they dried them somehow. I want to say, and then they put them in. Can't remember if it was wax or something. I'll have to Google it. And they used those for fire starters. I thought that was really a cool thing to do. Let's see here. The Pioneer Homestead has a post on how to make The tallow candles. Cool. I'll have to check that out. I want to quit work and make old time stuff like tallow candles and soap with wood and ash and such. Gonna happen someday soon. I hope it does for you, honey. Droppings for fire fuel. Yep. I have heard that before with scat. Yep. Um, there are other ways to if you don't need something that's really, 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 really hot, you can even put your you have a way to keep your pot or whatever from touching the you can put something down between your pot and your compost. Your compost can get warm enough if it's in the sun to be able to conduct enough heat to be able to cook something too. And a lot of people don't think about that either. Good luck on that therapy. I don't get to go today until 2:30. They really messed up my schedule. Hello, Walterman. How are you this evening or this afternoon? We're just talking about I don't really call myself a prepper, but I do kind of get things to be prepared for any kind of circumstance. We do the Lent fire starters. Now, I have thought about collecting lint from my dryer. Is that what you're using to make those? I'm good today. And y'all need to pray for me because I think my sister's going to come here and stay with me for a while. The nursing home that she's at is so disgusting. Ah, cool. So I will start keeping all my lint. I've been throwing it away. You'll have to do a video on that, Teresa, so that I know how to make them. I collect the lint and then pack it in empty toilet paper rolls. Oh, cool. I get a lot of those too. Dryer lint, yes. Gotta get on with my day here. It's almost 10 a.m. here. Yeah, it's almost 1 o'clock here. Thanks for the thumbs up, guys. Appreciate all that. And if you haven't, it would be nice. But I just hope to get more ideas from other people on how they prep and stuff like that. Right now, I'm also doing something else. It's not really considered prepping, but I want to invest in the air quality in my home. So I am bringing plants to the inside of my home. I've never really had too many of them growing in the last few years because of the heart attack and the cancer and everything. I just wasn't able to keep up with anything. When I came home, all my plants and even my fish, my saltwater tanks and everything were just horrible, and I'm still trying to get them back on track. But trying to get a little bit better air quality in the house with that. Yes, adjustments like that are definitely difficult. I had to lay down the line and let her know that there would be absolutely no drinking while she's here, and I will be giving her her meds, and she could smoke outside. She's not going to smoke in my house. So there's those the my three rules. I don't care what else she does. Let's see. Heidi makes them with wax in little pucks. I gotta get back to work, Kathy. Love you. I love you too. Bye, honey. Well, guys, I'm only going to stay on here for a few more minutes. Anybody else got any ideas that I could start doing to um, be more in the prepping type situation? I think the little things is what people always forget to discuss in the prepping situations. I think it's important to always think about those little things too. Um, even small things like keeping Vaseline, extra Vaseline, they're so inexpensive um, and so useful for many things. We're not really preppers so much as so not much advice canning and preserving food, but that seems to be a given. Um, yeah, and I'm not a prepper either, but I think living here in Florida, I need to prepare for hurricanes and stuff like that, and I've always, of course, had canned goods and water and stuff like that prepared, but um, I think it's important that you have things to put water in to freeze. Uh, like here in Florida, when you have a hurricane, we have generators and stuff like that that we try to hook up, making sure that your generator's on good um, working condition all the time. And I need mine overhauled again. I will leave this playing so you can get time, but going to mute it. Okay, love. Thank you. Um, um, so where I was going with the containers to freeze water. It's really important. Like, okay, not a lot of people think about this, but if you lose electricity and you have freezers and stuff, so forth, if you have things like spaces in there that's empty, your freezer will defrost faster than if you have spaces full of ice. That ice will contain that freezer, and you'll be able to even open that and use it and 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 keep everything cool. Um, Granted, it's better to keep it closed as long as you can, but say you're trying to cook up everything out of the freezer, you're not going to be able to cook that whole freezer in one day. So therefore, if you have extra things, if you have the ability to keep that freezer going, on, say, a generator and you don't have any gas, but enough to last you for a day or two, my suggestion is start canning that stuff, use that freezer, and fill up water jugs and put those in there. If you have those water jugs before the hurricane hits, then you've got clean water. And when you pull it out, you'll have nice, cool drinking water when it thaws out. There's a lot of cool things to do with stuff like that. I also need to purchase some coolers, and I want to do that for next year's hunting season. It's cheaper probably to get smaller coolers, but they take up a lot of space. You need coolers that you can actually put stuff in. You can freeze the stuff, freeze the water jugs too, and put them in the coolers, and then you have something to keep the things that you are, say, using from the refrigerator, stuff like that, so that you're not using as much electricity on the generator. Let's see. Really good idea. Need to hop off here and get the kiddos something to eat. Take care. Alrighty. Well, it's my time anyways to get off here, and I've got to prepare and get myself ready for my therapy. So I appreciate everybody coming on in, and hope y'all have a fantastic day. And I hope that it'll give you some thought about maybe doing a little bit of prepping. I am going to have fun. I've got the therapist that does the much better massage, so I'm looking forward to that. My back is killing me today. So thank you, Ernie. And I will see you guys next time, next Monday. And if you get a chance, stop in on Wednesday night when David and I do my live on Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll see y'all later. Have a great day.